How we doing today? Last week we went over ick management in a reef system. Some people got a little confused on that, and I got some feedback saying that, oh, I don't need a quarantine tank anymore if I don't need to worry about ick and I'm just gonna manage it. I wasn't very specific about the quarantine setup on that. You do still need a quarantine tank. There are so many reasons to have a quarantine system going. It is one of the most important parts of having a marine tank and keeping marine fish. There are several diseases out there besides marine ick that people commonly think are marine ick, and they just say, my fish died of ick. You hear all these horror stories. I bought this fish, I put it in my tank, it killed all my fish within 48 hours. That wasn't marine ick that you got into your tank. There are other diseases out there that look very much like ick. Brooklynella, aka clownfish disease, is one of them. It doesn't only affect clownfish, but most commonly you see it on clownfish, hence clownfish disease. The other one is the worst thing I've ever encountered, and it's called marine velvet. If velvet gets into your tank within 24 to 48 hours, it's almost 100% mortality rate. Everything is gone, and it is one of the most painful things to watch, because when it's in your main system, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna have Danny overlay a few pictures in here, one of marine ick, one of marine velvet, and one of Brooklynella. That way you guys can actually see how similar they actually look. Reason you need the quarantine system. We'll just start off the easiest part of all of it. Some of these fish were in the ocean 72 hours ago. If you get a fish as soon as it comes in, it might have been in the ocean 3-4 days ago. That fish is very nervous. It's been through a very traumatic experience. I mean, it got netted out of its home, thrown in a plane. Now it's in this store, and then it's in your house. If you put that fish directly into your display tank, who knows, for one, if it is diseased at all or not. For two, it's gonna be very stressed out, and when a fish is very stressed out, it's hard for them to begin eating to begin with. Now you're putting it in a system, depending on the size of your tank, there could be a dozen fish in that tank, there could be 30, 40 fish in that tank competing with its new fish for food. It's way easier if they're in a 10 to 40 gallon tank by themselves or with 2 or 3 other fish to get them more comfortable, relaxed, eating better. Right off the bat, you do not have to medicate your quarantine system. A lot of people like to observe the fish and see if anything develops. If the fish is in there for, say, 30 days or so and you don't see anything wrong with it, the chances are that fish is healthy. A lot of people will just medicate since it's in there anyways, might as well get it over with. It all depends on what route you want to go. With the quarantine tank, say the fish has flukes on it that you didn't notice when you purchased it, it's so much easier to catch a fish out of a 10 to 40 gallon tank to give them a freshwater dip and take care of those flukes than it is to try to get it out of your main system. And God forbid 1 or 2 of those flukes drops off in your main system and starts breeding in your sand bed. Then it's another complete nightmare scenario. If you want to get more in depth on these fish diseases, Taras has done a great series on fish diseases on OSA TV. I recommend checking those videos out. They're a lot more technical. He gets in depth on these diseases and the roots of them and everything else like that. Have a great day, and I hope this clarified things a little bit.